Welcome to Lifespan, the weekly podcast that digs up the dirt on the most outrageous, chaotic, and downright WTF lives ever lived.
Yeah,
Forget what you learned in school. This is history's unhinged side.
absolutely.
And today for you, we're embarking on a bizarre journey into the life of Tycho Brahe.
Oh, this will be good.
Forget the dusty history books. We're going headfirst into crazy town.
Let's do it.
We've got these testimonies right here
Okay.
detailing everything from duels starked by math
Oh, wow.
to a moose with a taste for beer
Hold on, really?
and a truly peculiar death.
Okay, you've got my attention.
So our mission on this bizarre journey is to understand what made Tycho Brahe such a captivating figure,
All right.
beyond just his astronomical discoveries.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this.
All right, let's get into it.
So the story kicks off in 1566 at the University of Rostock
Okay.
with a heated argument between Brahe and his third cousin, Mandra Parsberg.
Uh-huh.
These accounts suggest they were arguing about mathematics. Yeah, either about who was better or a specific theory.
Huh. So like a 16th century math throwdown.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And it really highlights how important honor and intellectual standing were for nobles back then.
Yeah, I mean, for the nobility in the 16th century, intellectual standing was everything.
Right.
You know, it was tied to your social status, your reputation, everything.
Really?
So to have your intellectual ability challenged publicly,
Right.
that was a huge insult, almost like a physical threat.
Like an attack on their very being.
Exactly. It wasn't just some polite academic debate.
Ah.
This was a clash of egos and social positioning.
So this argument,
Yeah.
it started at a wedding dance on December 10th,
Okay.
but it didn't end there. They ended up having a duel on December 29th,
Oh, wow.
around 7:00 p.m. in the dark.
In the dark.
Yeah, in Marienker Cemetery in Rostock.
So they couldn't even see each other properly.
Nope. It was a super impulsive, emotional fight.
That's crazy.
I know, right? And to make things even more interesting, the testimonies aren't clear on what weapons they used.
Really?
Yeah, some say broadswords, others say rapiers.
That's interesting.
It kind of reflects the changing dueling practices of the time.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like broadswords were the more traditional weapon,
Right.
you know, emphasizing strength and a big swing.
Yeah.
But rapiers, those were more refined.
Right.
All about those precise thrusts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a clash of old versus new fighting styles, too.
Could be. Maybe that's why the sources are confused.
Yeah. Or maybe people just remembered it differently.
Yeah, that's possible too. Memories are funny things, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
But regardless of the weapon, the outcome for Brahe was pretty significant.
Let me guess he didn't win?
He lost a part of his nose.
Oh, no.
Yeah, big chunk of it gone.
Like, how much are we talking here?
The bridge, the nasal cavity, the septum, all gone.
Ouch. That's got to be rough, especially back then.
Yeah, physical appearance was so important.
Yeah, imagine the social implications of that.
It must have been devastating for him.
Totally. And this is where his lifelong quest for the perfect prosthetic nose begins.
Yeah, he tried making one out of wax first.
Wax.
Yeah, but obviously that didn't really work out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So he started experimenting with more permanent materials.
Like what?
The testimonies mention a lot of different things.
Okay.
Like wax with a brass molds for support.
Huh.
Solid brass.
Okay.
Alloys of gold and silver.
Braincy.
I know, right? And even just pure gold or silver for special occasions.
Wow. He really took his nose game seriously.
He did, but there were two exhumations, one in 1901 and another in 2010.
Right.
And they both found traces of copper and zinc in his nasal cavity.
Interesting.
It seems like his everyday prosthetic was probably just brass.
Yeah, that makes sense. Brass was a common alloy back then.
Right, and it was probably way more practical than a pure gold nose.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But imagine having a collection of noses for different occasions.
It's pretty wild, right?
Totally. And there are even testimonies saying he carried glue or paste to reattach it if it fell off.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, and his student, Willem Janssen Blow, said that he also carried oil or ointment for the irritation.
Wow, that's dedication.
It is, and you know what's even crazier?
Right.
After this brutal duel,
Yeah.
Brahe and Parsberg, they became good friends.
No way.
Yeah, it's true. It just shows how different their ideas of honor were back then.
So the duel was like a way to resolve the conflict.
It seems so. Once Anna was satisfied, they could reconcile.
Wow, that's so different from how we see things today.
Totally. And get this, Parsberg even defended Brahe later on.
Really?
Yeah, he said the duel was an accident that happened during a fair fight.
That's wild.
It is. But okay, let's move on from the nose saga to another bizarre chapter in Brahe's life.
Okay, I'm ready.
His pet moose.
He had a pet moose.
He did. Can you believe it?
I mean, I've heard the rumors, but wow.
It's true. He had a tame moose.
A moose, not even a deer, a moose.
Full-grown moose. Yeah, or maybe an elk. The terms were used kind of interchangeably back then.
That is so strange.
It is, right? I mean, who keeps a moose as a pet?
Well, clearly Tycho Brahe did.
Exactly. It speaks to his eccentricity.
Totally.
And his wealth. I mean, caring for a moose can't be cheap.
No kidding. And maybe he just wanted to stand out.
Yeah, to be known for something other than just his astronomy.
Like that guy with the moose.
Exactly. And get this moose lived at his observatory Uranoborg.
No way!
Yeah, and he even traveled with Brahe like a dog.
Imagine that a famous astronomer with a pet moose just strolling through town.
I know, it's hilarious. And this wasn't just any moose.
Okay, what else?
This moose loved Danish beer.
A beer-loving moose. Are you serious?
I am completely serious. The testimonies say he was quite fond of it.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
It's like something out of a cartoon, right?
Totally. So what happened to this legendary moose?
Well, according to Brahe's biographer, Pierre Gassendi,
Okay.
Brahe sent the moose to entertain a visiting nobleman at Landskrona Castle.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You should, because the moose got into the beer.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had a bit too much to drink and then tried to go down the stairs. Right. He fell, broke his leg, and died.
A beer-related moose death. What a way to go.
It's a tragic comic tale for sure.
And this story comes from Brahe's own letters.
Right, which makes it even more believable.
Okay, so from the strange demise of his pet, let's move on to Brahe's own death in 1601.
All right.
Because that was pretty weird, too.
Oh, yeah. Brahe's death is shrouded in mystery and speculation.
The most popular story is that he died from a burst bladder.
A burst bladder? How does that even happen?
Well, supposedly he was at a banquet in Prague,
Okay.
hosted by either Count Rosenberg or Emperor Rudolph II.
All right.
And he really needed to pee. But he didn't want to leave the table because it would have been rude.
Oh, no.
So he held it in for hours.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and supposedly his bladder just burst.
Seriously.
That's the story. And he died 11 days later in agony.
That's awful. But is that even medically possible?
It's a great story, but medical experts have questioned whether a bladder can actually burst just from holding it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So naturally, people started coming up with other theories.
Like what?
Well, the most prominent one is poisoning.
Poisoning.
Yeah, and there's a prime suspect, his assistant, Johannes Kepler.
Kepler, why would he poison Brahe?
Jealousy, maybe?
Of what?
Brahe's astronomical data was incredibly valuable.
Ah, so Kepler wanted it for himself.
Exactly. And you know what?
What?
Kepler did end up succeeding Brahe and getting all his data.
Suspicious.
Right. And to add fuel to the fire, there was an analysis of Brahe's mustache hairs in 1991.
Okay.
And they found high levels of mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah, it seemed like pretty strong evidence for poisoning.
Yeah, I can see why.
But then in 2010, there was another exhumation and a more thorough analysis.
And what did they find?
Well, the mercury levels weren't actually high enough to be fatal.
Really?
Yeah, and they actually decreased in the time leading up to his death.
So he wasn't poisoned by mercury?
It doesn't look like it.
So where did the mercury come from then?
Well, your sources mentioned a few possibilities. One is that it was from his alchemy experiments.
Oh, right. He was into alchemy.
Yeah, and mercury was commonly used in alchemy.
Makes sense.
Or it could just be from environmental exposure.
Yeah, mercury was used in a lot of things back then.
Exactly. But Kepler isn't the only suspect in this whole poisoning saga.
Oh, there are more.
Yeah, there's another theory that involves Brahe's cousin Eric.
Eric, okay.
And potentially King Christian IV of Denmark.
What did they have to do with it?
Well, the theory is that Eric poisoned Brahe on the king's orders.
Wow. Why would the king want Brahe dead?
There are rumors that Brahe had an affair with the king's mother.
Oh, so a love triangle turned deadly.
It's like a Shakespearean drama.
It is, but there are also some less dramatic explanations for Brahe's death.
Oh, yeah, what are those?
Well, when they analyzed his remains, they found evidence that he might have had a condition called diffuse idiopathic skeletal hyperostosis.
Oh.
Or DSH for short.
DSH, okay.
Yeah, and he might have also had obesity, maybe diabetes, alcoholic ketoacidosis, or benign prostatic hypertrophy.
So a lot of potential health problems.
Right. Any of those could have contributed to urinary issues and eventually his death.
So maybe it wasn't poisoning or a burst bladder after all.
Maybe it was just a combination of health issues.
Makes sense. So to really understand Brahe and all this craziness, we need to look at the world he lived in.
Yeah. The 16th century is a very different time.
Totally. For one thing, astronomy was still mostly geocentric back then.
Meaning they thought the Earth was the center of the universe.
Right, Copernicus had proposed the heliocentric model, but it wasn't widely accepted yet.
And what did Brahe believe?
He actually came up with his own model.
Really?
Yeah, it's called the Tychonic system.
Okay, what's that?
So he still put the Earth at the center, with the sun and moon orbiting it, but then he had all the other planets orbiting the sun.
Interesting. So kind of a compromise between the two models.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to reconcile the old Ptolemaic system with the new evidence for a heliocentric universe.
Clever, but ultimately wrong.
Yeah, in the end, the heliocentric model won out.
But Brahe made other important contributions, right?
Oh, absolutely. His most significant contribution was his astronomical data.
Right.
He spent years meticulously charting the positions of stars and planets.
Wow.
Yeah, he was super precise, and his data was the most accurate of his time.
That's incredible.
And his noble background really helped him do all this.
In what way?
Well, his family had a lot of political influence,
Okay.
and he had a key patron, King Frederick II.
Ah.
Yeah, the king gave him the island of Hithen.
Wow, an entire island.
Yeah, and he funded the construction of Brahe's observatory Uraniborg.
So Brahe had a lot of support for his work.
He did, but unfortunately his relationship with the king's successor, Christian V, wasn't so great.
What happened?
They didn't get along, and Brahe ended up being exiled.
Oh, that's too bad.
It is, but it's important to remember that the 16th century was a time when honor was everything.
Right.
Dueling was a normal way to settle disputes.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And social etiquette was super strict.
Like that whole bladder story.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Imagine how people reacted to Brahe's life.
I bet they were fascinated and maybe a little scared of him.
I think you're right. He was this brilliant astronomer with a metal nose, a pet moose, and a dwarf jester who he thought was psychic.
Yeah, that's not your average guy.
Definitely not. And then his sudden death, all the rumors of poisoning, must have been quite the scandal.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But despite all the drama and weirdness, Brahe's legacy is his astronomical data, right?
His observations, especially of a supernova in 1572, really challenged the idea of an unchanging universe.
And even though his Tychonic system was wrong, his data was crucial for Johannes Kepler,
Exactly. Kepler used Brahe's observations to develop his laws of planetary motion.
which were then foundational for Newton's work.
Right, so Brahe's work was a stepping stone to a whole new understanding of the cosmos.
He's considered the greatest pre-telescopic astronomer.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. And let's talk a bit more about Uraniborg.
Okay.
It was so much more than just an observatory.
Yeah, it was like a whole scientific community.
Right. In 1576, King Frederick II gave Brahe this amazing opportunity.
He really did. It was a dream come true for Brahe,
Uraniborg was the most advanced observatory of its time.
with best instruments.
Yeah, many of which Brahe designed and built himself.
He was a true innovator.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just about observing the stars.
Right, it was a place for all kinds of scientific pursuits.
Exactly. There was a huge library.
Yeah, filled with all the latest scientific texts.
And a laboratory for his alchemy experiments.
And let's not forget those beautiful star-shaped gardens.
They sound amazing.
They were, and they even had their own printing press there.
Wow, so they could publish their findings right there on the island.
Yep, Uraniborg was a self-contained center of knowledge and discovery.
It's incredible.
And Brahe's personal life was just as interesting.
Oh, Tony Moore.
Well, he came from a large aristocratic family,
Okay.
but he was actually raised by his uncle, Jürgen Brahe.
Why was that?
Well, his uncle didn't have any children of his own.
So he took Brahe in.
Exactly, and they seem to have been very close.
And what about his love life?
He had a long-term relationship with a woman named Kirsten Jürgensdatter,
Okay.
but she was a commoner.
So not really an acceptable match for a nobleman.
Right, but they had 8 children together.
Wow, 8 kids.
Yeah, but because she wasn't of noble birth, their children weren't considered legitimate heirs.
Ah, so they couldn't inherit his title or property.
Right, it shows how strict social hierarchy was back then.
And he also had that famous temper of his.
Oh yeah, he was known for being quite fiery.
And he liked to drink.
He did. And he even had a dwarf jester named Jep.
A dwarf jester.
Yeah, and Brahe believed that Jep had psychic abilities.
Really?
Yeah, it's just another example of how eccentric he was.
So Brahe was this mix of brilliance and strangeness.
Totally. He was a genius, but also kind of a superstitious party animal.
And his fascination with alchemy and medicine, that might have been related to his nose injury.
Yeah, maybe he was searching for a way to heal himself or improve his appearance.
It's possible. So after going through all this, what do you make of Tycho Brahe?
I think he's a reminder that history is full of surprises.
Totally.
We tend to think of historical figures as these like one-dimensional characters.
Yeah.
But Brahe was a real person with flaws and quirks and a really wild life story.
He was definitely one of a kind.
And his story also shows us that sometimes the strange and unconventional parts of someone's life can actually fuel their greatest achievements.
That's a good point. It's like his eccentricities were part of what made him so brilliant.
Exactly. So if you want to learn more about this incredible and bizarre man,
Yeah.
I encourage you to check out your local university archives, historical societies, and documentaries.
There's a whole world of information out there.
And you might just uncover even more wild details about Tycho Brahe's life.
It's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this bizarre journey into the life of Tycho Brahe here on Lifespan.
It's been a wild ride.
Share, rate, and follow the show for more wild stories.
Until next time.